Hello guys, welcome to today's video, and we will be showing you the two best loot caves here on the Fjordur map on ARK. So without further ado, let's get started. What you're going to do is you're going to come up to the redwoods up in the north here. Just get on the map and you will see it is up here in the top right. So as you can see, it's up there in the top right. So what you're going to do is you're going to go behind these trees here, and we're going to look for the log that is fallen across a cavern like this. So to run this cave, you're going to need a Desmodus, and that is about it, to be honest. Maybe a shotgun too, to make your life a little bit easier. So without further ado, let's cut to entering, and we will see you guys in there. So as you can see, we're flying into the cave here. A little bit of cave lag on the way in, but the coordinates of the entrance are 1084. Throughout the video you will see the coordinates up in the top left of the screen, so if I'm not telling you the exact coordinates of the drop, you can find them there at any given point. So we're going to fly on in, and we're going to keep to the left. We're just going to fly over the top of these nasties, which is why we're using the Desmodus. Plus it just helps us fly through the cave just that little bit faster, and it'll help us get the loot better throughout the video. So we're just going to, like I say, follow it all the way through to the left here, and as you can see here, there's a load of nasties. If you want to go down the right section there, it will lead you to the honey cave. Just make sure you take a Megatherium to take advantage of all that lovely chitin. Just watch out for the Thyla there on the right, aggro it if you can to avoid being dismounted by it later. Just drop them down into that little water there and you'll be good to go. And the first drop is going to be right up here on a little ledge, and as you can see, you can barely see it when you first fly in. As you can see with my expert Desmodus piloting skills here, this ledge is a little bit tricky to land on at times, but you know, eventually it'll stop latching on the wall and you can land it just fine. Jump off and get this drop. So as you can see, I eventually managed to, it's still latched, but I eventually managed to land it here on the platform. Managed to jump off the Desmodus, and I've looted the first drop. Now granted, this is a cave that has a little bit more RNG to its loot. You're not guaranteed to get top tier loot every drop, because there are yellow drops and red drops in pretty much even numbers throughout the cave. Drop number 2 is on the ledge just below here. So this is the second drop spot in this little first bit of the cave. As you can see, I got some Mastercraft chitin boots and an Ascendant Equus saddle. Drop spot number 3 is going to be just up there on that ledge there. It's not there at the moment, but it might be when we come back through. And drop spot number 4 is going to be just on that little ledge right there. Flying through the cave, as you can see here, there's a little gap at the top, which is why we use a Desmodus. Oh, a little bit of a lag spike lagged me right the way back. That's a common theme throughout this video, to be fair. For some reason my server was playing up today. But anyway, we just fly through this gap up at the top there, and we're going to follow it round to the right and fly through here. And the first drop is right ahead of you when you come in. Now bear in mind, again, there are several drop spots in this cave, in this part of the cave too. So if this drop isn't there for you, it'll be in one of the other spots that I'm about to show you. As always with the red cave drops, I just got some low-end primitive blueprints for stuff that you can craft anyway on our server. But the second drop spot is just up there on the right, and we got some really nice flak legging blueprints that are nearly max quality. So the next thing that I wanted to show you is if you fly straight ahead, you will see the statues of the bosses right there. You got the dragon, the Megapithecus and the Broodmother. And if you just land on this ledge, you can pick up the artifact of the strong. Grab the artifact while I'm in here, because you can never have enough of them. And then straight ahead on the ledge, so the ledge will be to the left of the statues, up at the top there, you'll find another drop. And as you can see, just opposite, there is a ledge on the other side, also sometimes has a drop. I'll give you a look at that in a sec when I fly through. As you can see, I'm flying through, and then the other ledge is just there just there on the side. So there's one to the left and there's one to the right of them boss statues right there. So we're going to fly through to the final part of the cave now, and this is where I DC. So I'm going to fly through and I'm going to show you real quick. But the first drop is right under there when we fly in, and the second drop is going to be shown to you after this DC. So we are back safe and sound from the DC. I'll just fly back to the start where I flew into this section of the cave, and as you can see the first drop is right there underneath me, as I said just before the DC. Flying over to the end of this section on the left there, you can see there is sometimes another drop, and the final drop is down there near the water. So you can just land your Desmodus and risk being eaten by a Sarco, but when I am in here what I like to do is come up to this little bridge bit here with my Desmodus, park the Desmodus up, jump off and snipe them with a shotgun. That way they are not going to cause me any problems when I go down there to get the drop. So there's one dealt with, and we'll just snipe the other one out. There we go. That's both the Sarcosauruses dealt with, and we can jump back on our Desmodus and go get the drop pretty safely. You've just got to make sure when you land that those Sarcos are sneaking up from the wall behind you there, because sometimes they do get glitched into the wall and they will pop out when you land. But other than that, you are safe to jump down and grab the drop, reload your shotgun if you need to, and just grab your loot. Okay, so we're going to fly back out of this bit of the cave, get this other drop on the way so that it's a fresh spawn for the next player that comes in. Just land on the ledge as always. That's the theme of this cave, you kind of got to land on the small narrow ledges and make sure you look the right way when you jump off, otherwise you're going for a swim with the nasties. And you're just going to fly back through into the main chamber where the artifact is. As we can see, there is a drop there on the right this time, so we can park up on this little ledge and we can grab the goodies. So back onto the Desmodus and put your weapon away, otherwise you'll be flying around in this weird POV here, as you can see. So there's nothing over there on the left, but there is in drop spot number 2 that we showed you, a red drop. So again, it's just a load of primitive stuff that you can make easily by learning the engrams. But because I'm a cool player, I will grab the loot anyway, so the next person that comes through will get a fresh spawn. Not guaranteed to be any better, but at least it will be fresh. Okie doke, so flying back through here, we're going to hang a left and go up underneath them extinction looking crystals. And we're going to fly through here once more. As you can see, that drop is back up at the top there, and there is one at the back of the cave as well. So we'll start by getting this one because it's easier to get, and we'll just grab it. Oh, we have a long neck, a nice prefab long neck there. That would be nice if we didn't have a blueprint, so obviously for newer players that haven't got all the blueprints yet, this is a great place to get some prefabricated gear too. And this is the first spot that we got the drop from. It has respawned, and we got a nice little Stego blueprint in there. So we'll grab all of that. So I'm going to just fly out of this cave now, and I will head over to the next one, where you will see the better cave, arguably, for the Giganotosaurus and Carcharodontosaurus blueprints, as well as some of the tool and weapon blueprints. So flying out, we're just going to stick to the right all the way. We're going to go through the ribcage skeleton bit here and keep following it along underneath these extinction looking crystals again and out through the entrance into the redwoods. So we are now at the next location. It is just at the edge of the ice over here near 1025, and as you can see we're just going to fly into this opening in the cave here. And we're going to dismount our wyvern. You will see an angry direwolf running up to me, but he's nothing to worry about really. You can just fly over him on your Desmodus. Again, the only thing I've brought differently to this cave is I have brought a Giganotosaurus with me, and that is so that I can munch a few bad guys to make my life a little easier. So we're just going to wait for this little dude to run out the cave. Oh, took a nip off him on the way over, but that's nothing. Just going to kite him away so that he doesn't get us jammed in the entrance there. And this is the wrong bat, so I'm going to have to put some levels in him. This is my spare bat that I've never used before, but hey ho, it is what it is. Anyway, now he's in the entrance there, you know what, we're just going to YOLO it and fly over the entrance. The entrance is just there north of me at 824, and we're just going to fly in over him. You do have to watch out because sometimes there's an angry pill over you there waiting to take you off your mount. But as you can see, right there is the entrance of this cave. And I did actually DC, so I'm going to cut here and start the new clip.